Goldspan Dragon here says, when I become the target of a spell, get a treasure token, and your treasure tokens make 2 mana. What this notably doesn't say is on an opponent's spell. So Mythos of the Illuna with Goldspan Dragon in play, technically it is free to copy your dragon, because if you copy the dragon, you get a treasure, and then the new dragon attacks and you get another treasure. So that was basically the inception for this. This was a build around submission. Someone's like, hey Jeff, this interaction is sweet. Wargy in chat and said, hey, can you build a Mythos Goldspan Dragon deck? So this is my attempt to do that. So I was looking for other things that sounded sweet to copy with Mythos, and Terror of the Peaks seemed like it fit that bill nicely. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage with that creature's power to any target. Yeah, so copying this is also sweet because it gets to like head out and go blasting, right? And then if these are things we want to play, this ramps us, and this is good to hit with Ultimatum. Ramping up into Ultimatum and hitting Terror of the Peak sounded fun and sweet as well. And then once we get to Ultimatum, Ugin the Spirit Dragon is just a free roll, right? Like, it's just one of the best things you can ramp into in this format. So like, from the sake of just being competitive, we're playing these because it's good. Something that's also important to note about Mythos, which is really sweet in this deck, is 2 things. One, this can copy our opponent's cards, so you can copy Bindings, and you can copy Elspeth Conquers Deaths, and any of their other stuff. And 2, this card can copy lands, so this is a ramp spell. So you'll note that I'm playing 4 2-mana pieces of ramp, or 8 2-mana pieces of ramp, because we can technically curve 2-mana piece of ramp into 4-mana piece of ramp, and then get to this top end sooner. I've also elected to play Beanstalk Giant as a 3rd piece of ramp because this is a ramp spell that's good to hit with Genesis Ultimatum. It's good with Terror of the Peaks also. So there's a lot of like nice synergy in this deck. We're a little bit low on interaction at the bottom end, but I've got some shocks in the sideboard and some scavenging oozes to board in against creature decks to hopefully help with that a little bit. And we've got Vorn Clicks here for opposing Saga decks because he also combos with Ugin. So I think the base idea of what this deck is trying to do seems sound on paper, and I'm excited to see how it plays out in practice. Let's dive on in here, huh? The Muffin Thief, MST Saucer, and Altia, thanks for follows. Welcome to the channel this morning. Yeah, this is fine, right? We have mana to play this, and then this gives us mana to Beanstalk Giant. We need to draw some lands, but hand's functional even if it doesn't. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, if you look at the average card quality in this deck, our deck is just full of legitimately good cards. So I didn't like play a bunch of bad cards to like try and make Mythos good. I've paired Mythos with other cards that are also good. So for people that are my regulars, I'm not taking all viewer submissions anymore. A lot of the decks we're playing are decks that I'm building or thinking about. I am still taking some viewer submissions for a slightly higher price tag than before. So for a $50 donation, 50, I would be happy to play one of your decks on stream. And in general, too, another thing that we're doing is to keep up some more amount of community interaction. The second deck that we played today was a deck that the stream voted on. So the community will still have feedback on what we're playing, even if they're not direct donations from them. Should we play Snow Basics? Can we make a Snow Basics command in chat explaining that I understand it's strictly optimal to play Snow Basics, but I prefer my cosmetics? If I want to donate $50 to get your take on the deck, I like when I arrange that on the Discord. Nah, just send the money through and put in the comment what you want the deck to be, and we'll make it happen. For 50 bucks, I'll take anything and try and give it a fair shake. Well, I mean, you know, so far things are working out well. Basically like we drew it up. Oh no, not Binding of the Old Gods. How will we ever win the game now? Oh no. It's just this, right? I should save the treasure. Oh, I have to use a treasure token because this is triple. This is triple blue. I was like, I should save the treasure token in case we had another Goldspan, but I have to. I have 5 mana left over. Is this lethal? Not quite, but close. So, if I do this, I actually can't cast another ultimatum next turn, so I think I just pass here, actually. If I play this and then they play a sweeper, I could lose this game. I guess this would do 5, and then this would kill them. It's probably fine. I don't know. I'm gonna leave myself the option. I'm not sure that there's a wrong way to eat this Rhesus. Pretty sure they're dead. Do I even want negates against the non-ultimatum Yorion deck? I feel like I don't. Is it crazy just like Vorn clicks in, Bone Crusher out, click submit? Our game 1 linear plan seems great. Let's get linear. I want to get linear. Let's get into linear. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. A couple other people were saying Cardboard Live was having issues, yeah. Let me relaunch the application just in case. Seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. Need some land. It's actually pretty good if we draw some lands. Take that back. It's pretty good if we draw some lands. Marco, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Good morning. So we get to go Beanstalk Giant. We do this, then we do this tapped, then we pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll get to go land into Vornclicks next turn. We need blue and red mana. I got some biggity bombs, opponent. Please play Binding of the Gods, the old gods. Grameldin, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Are we the bad guys? No. The easy way to know if you're the bad guy in this format is if Yorian's in your deck. Okay, also just a 6/6 with haste. Keyword, soup monster, I choose you. All right, so this screams counterspell, right? So let's do this. Hold on, folks. I'm gonna do it again. What just happened? Vorn clicks makes Ugin come into play with double counters on it, chat. Oh dear. We're off to a good start. Good start today. I love when we get to start by doing the thing, chat. I've been enjoying Standard a lot the last 2 weeks. Wait. This is the best Magic Standard's been since GRN Standard. It's not perfect, but it's got a lot going for it. Oh gosh, can we ever beat rogues? I don't know that we can beat rogues. It might be right to have some Komas or some spiders in my 75 for the rogues matchup. We're definitely keeping this, bottoming a forest. And the sideboard in this deck is just kind of thrown together. And there's a good chance the pile of scavenging uses aren't particularly great. So I have double red already. We need triple blue down the line for what's it called? Yeah, depending on what their counterspell situation looks like, Terror of the Peaks could be real good here. Alright, so Terror of the Peaks is about to resolve. Our opponent's very crabby, chat. Shock kind of sucks in this matchup, huh? That might be the wrong removal spell for my sideboard. A lot of X3s. Fire Prophecy might be the better choice. Yeah, like I said, I think the way my deck is currently constructed, I would expect this matchup to be very bad. Frostbite is good as well. We only have 9. I'm playing 12 pathways. I don't think I want to give up pathways for the sake of Frostbite in this matchup. I think that would be bad. Can I make a wolf from the Haven? That's a decent suggestion. I don't know. Maybe I gotta work through their crap eventually, right? The fact that they picked up Lurrus here is a big deal too. Like, the Wolf Haven can make a token to kill the Lurrus here in a second. Okay, so I get to fight something and I get to deal direct damage to something. Okay, so the first one is I get to fight something. I think I want to fight the crab. And then this one, actually, I want to just deal damage to their dome here because the wolf token's gonna kill these other two, right? This was sick. Mythos doing exactly what we wanted it to do too. That was gasoline. Brrr. Our sideboard sucks for this matchup, which is unfortunate, but yeah, the core idea of what we have going on here is sweet. Morning Blevins. Terror's going straight into my clone deck, yep. Terror is a big boy. Yeah, they're gonna get more counter spells post board. Is a concern. They can't use spot removal on these either because they have to pay 3 life to do it. They can't deck me here, right? This is 3 more, and then this is 2 more. And they die in the air to these. They're just like looking at more cards out of my deck before they're done. That token technically have a CMC. It does. It does, in fact, technically have a CMC. So I think I want these scoozes. I don't even know if I want shock in this matchup. I probably do. What am I cutting though? Is it Ultimatum out? It's like when I trim some of our top end. Here's a 6/6 command against the Yorion decks that play sagas. So basically all the Yorion decks. Let's try this. I'm gonna think about the sideboard better after this game. Our sideboard sucks for this matchup right now. So like I'm gonna put some chain webs in the sideboard, and I want to put some fire prophecies in the sideboard. I think is where my head is at the moment. Yeah, this is great. Genesis Giant guy, it's fine. If you like the idea of the deck, it felt reasonable. I don't think it was doing anything particularly like busted or powerful though. Doesn't really matter what color I take here. The pause when someone tries to use the saga to kill Vorn clicks is incredibly satisfying. I agree with that. It's like, nope. Yep, resolves. I imagine that aggressive counterspell means they've got a whole lot more. Is what I would envision that meaning. Like I know we won game one super impressively when a bunch of our stuff resolved, but I would assume that that is the exception, not the rule, and this matchup is quite bad. I would assume the average thing that happens to this matchup is we get picked apart and destroyed. We're very, very fortunate to win the first game. Put one of these into play. No, we have a bona fide confirmed Uroban. We don't have a date yet, but we have it confirmed that he is in their sights. They said Pioneer, Historic, and Modern. They're considering Legacy. I'm just gonna get rid of my interaction and just have maximum threats here, I think. Alright. Needs another red mana, but what can you do? For the people discussing in chat how you would fix Uro, just cut that conversation out. It's not something that can change. It's not something it will change. It's a topic of conversation that often gets heated and ultimately doesn't go anywhere. Hey, thanks for supporting the sponsor, Moze. Let's go ahead and get this immune to Heartless Act tier ASAP. Keep the graveyard small too. Shouldn't gonna be a flashy rogue. Yeah, I expect Riot to take their Lab of Legends and expand on it, Jake. Just like based on how much people love deck building games, they'd be. They'd be very silly not to. Honestly, I think I just sit here and eat things out of my graveyard here. Nah, when they banned Deathrite Shaman, it was kind of a different era. Like, bans were fancy and rare during that era, and now just like bans are like another Tuesday. I'm glad they're happening. Like, that's not me saying I don't want them to ban Uro, but like it is me saying that like it's not really like special. Hey, Comic-Con, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Oh, is this only 7? Oh, it's 8 or more. Good. So if they flash in a rogue, I can eat enough cards out of my bin that this loses its Death Touch still. So if they flash something in, they need 2 rogues to flash in here. Oh, another Thieves Guild Enforcer. That's rough. That's what I wasn't thinking about. Did I play a land for this turn already? I think I did. Yeah, I see what we're did here. My friend, I have a saying along the lines, you don't get credit for the things you're supposed to do. Yeah, it's not a... There isn't a celebration because it's just like, well, it should be banned. It should in fact should not be legal. really care about specific matches, and my deck is built poorly, so let's fix that. Let's fix this matchup. Ideally. And we just put a giant grip full of chain webs in the board. I put Ooze in the board initially to hedge the red-black matchup, but the red-black matchup is probably good, honestly. What do we think about Fire Prophecy over Bone Crusher Giant? Is that silly? I feel like that's not silly. I think Phoenix of Ash is much worse than Chainweb. Chainweb Arachnid is very good against the blue-red flash deck, which is very likely a hard matchup for us. So this card being good against both rogues and that sounds exciting. Why would I want Scorching Dragonfire? Why is exiling better than being able to filter a card in my ramp deck? Can you explain? Being able to filter a card in my ramp deck sounds much better, because I'm frequently going to have gluts of land. I don't think very high, Bender Butts. I think if our dragons are sitting in play, we're probably winning the game. Yeah, I think dealing 3 is more important. I think, like, maximizing for when this card lives is probably win more, because, like, if this card is living, you're killing them. I wonder, I'm at 26 actual lands. I probably don't need... How many green sources are in this deck? I've got 12, 15, 19 green sources, technically. What if we get some... Let me put some Shatterskull Smashings in here. Yeah, I think I can trim... a forest. Get at least one of those. Honestly, could go up to 2. Like, do I need like 7 basics is plenty, right? Like, I only ever need double red for these. That's probably fine. How many blue do I have? I have 8, 12, 15 blue. I could cut this for another Shatterskull Smashing too. Like the Scry's kind of whatever. I don't need the blue source because I have 15 blue, plus I have this to tutor up blue. I guess triple blue is pretty important for Genesis Ultimatum. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the 16th blue in. No, I think I need 2 forests to tutor. I think I need 2 forests to dig for. I would like to fit more bolt lands in here, but at the same time, I think having adequate mana for Beanstalk Giant is pretty important. Yeah. Last couple of sideboard cards. Honestly, I could see just like full jamming for Chainweb. This card's like really good. For people that are suggesting I cut cards from my sideboard, you better tell me why. Like, I like the idea of Koma. Honestly, 4 Chainweb, 2 Koma sounds like a plan against rogues, right? I think I like this. Like, quite a bit more threat density, like a touch more removal in some spots, couple of wilts against random artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, I think I'm into it. What's Wilt hitting in the format? It's a good catch-all. There's tons of random artifacts and enchantments. Everything from Embercleave and Henge to other miscellaneous bullshit. And, like, the important thing to acknowledge about Wilt is that, like, Wilt can cycle when it's bad, so, like, its floor is very high. And even when Wilt is bad, it's just 2 mana draw card. Is Koma good against rogues? Yeah. If they don't have a removal spell for it right away, it ends the game, and they can't counterspell it. They have to answer it very quickly, or they lose. And then next turn we get to go land, Wolfwillow Haven, Beanstalk Giant. I agree with that, Circles. I think Wilt is definitely main deckable in this format. So we got 6 mana for next turn. 7 mana for next turn, kinda. That's just tapped, right? Koma might be good against most of the format. Nah, I don't think that's true. Koma's good in the blue-red matchup and the rogues matchup. It's pretty mediocre against a lot of these other control decks that are playing things like Elspeth Conquers Death and Soul Shatter. So I think Koma is explicitly very good in the matchups I expect to be bad for this deck, so I think it's worth playing. But I think there's a lot of places in the format that is like really mediocre. They could have a Jawari Disruption here. Another blue mana, right? Triple blue for the Temur Mythos is the important number. I don't think Klothys solves problems that this deck has. Like, if you tell me, like, think about the decks that Klothys is good against, then tell me why they're bad matchups. Would be my question to you, or my answer, my thing that I would ask you. There's a good chance we're just a bad version of this deck, and that their ultimatums are just better than ours. Think we could just get rid of the Vorn clicks here? Means they have the extra turn in hand? Not necessarily.
So you've seen through my disguise, and away you go.
Oh, I need another red mana. That's awkward. So he just Ugin 0 now, right? So I don't think I want to Ugin 7 because 1, they can still Goldspan Dragon. Oh, this steals my thing eventually. Yeah, I probably do need a stranger, right?
Oh, it's not fair.
Reality is.
I forgot about the 3rd chapter on this. Hopefully we draw a blue or red source next turn that's untapped and we get to Genesis Ultimatum. If that's the case, we can have a real shot. I mean, to be fair, the Wolfwillow Havens weren't doing a whole lot for us there. Yeah, Wolfwillow Haven actually might not be a card we're interested in playing in this deck. If only because, it's been fine. I don't know, the fact that, like, this only needs 2 green makes Wolfwillow Haven a little awkward. I think the answer is I probably just board out Haven in a matchup like this. I don't know that I want to play Cultivate, because I don't think I have enough basic lands for that. Yeah, I think boarding Haven out is definitely a real thing that we could do. We get to Genesis Ultimatum next turn. Maybe being outgraded? That's not even true. Like, we hit Ugin and we're like ahead, right? I get 5 looks at an Ugin next turn? I mean, this is game 1. A lot of these decks don't have counterspells game 1. Just for reference, for people that are like doomsaying in chat. So we could brick here, but like, yeah, yikes. Is that dead? I think that's dead, probably. I think we needed like double terror here or something. We need double terror. We need an Ugin. This doesn't trigger for itself, Claire. I get a do-over next turn, right though? So I have 7 mana now. It's someone in chat that said they missed blinking the Goldspan Dragon. That's not a legal play. It's a very common leftist saying, Serenade. It's accurate. I mean, technically everybody streaming and watching on Twitch is acting unethically, right? Like we're all making Jeff Bezos piles of money by being here. Just the reality in which we live. All right, so we're saying you can't have the extra turn spell. So whatever 2 non-extra turn spells they get here, they get to keep. Oh no, Vorn clicks. Yikes. I mean, I can't give him the extra turn spell, right? I think Vorn clicks means, I guess Vorn clicks means if we could wiggle, if we hit a good terror of the peaks next turn, if we hit double terror off the ultimatum. I think we're dead though, right? Because Vorn clicks has haste. I can block for... Yeah, we're dead. The opponent's deck is going to be the litmus test for a lot of big fun things in this format. And I think a lot of us are going to fail. The opponent's archetype is going to bully a lot of things out of the format. It'll be interesting to see what's left over when the dust settles. I think we cut the ramp, like I said. Gonna bring in the Negates and the Wilts and the Vorn Clixes. The Fire Prophecy doesn't seem very good either. Seems fine. Mono Blue seems sweet and historic. The Snow Ascendant seems like a really solid upgrade to that archetype. That's definitely one we're gonna get to on stream at some point. I sequenced my lands incorrectly there. I should have played my blue-green land as my green land instead of my green-red land. If I would have had a second red, I mean, that had nothing to do with the cats, right? It's the fact that I played my land wrong and then couldn't cast any of the spells in my hand, when I would have been able to cast all of the spells in my hand had I played my lands correctly. So. It had a couple of choices there and made the wrong ones. The pathways are pretty punishing if you're not thinking ahead and planning ahead. I think I want to save this for post-dragon. I don't think this is a ramp card this game. If we play the Pathway and play the Tangled Florahedron here and pass back. Thanks for the 12 months, Manju. I appreciate that. Have a sword to defend yourself from these bloodthirsty mods. Eliminate. Eliminate. The real question is, do I lead on Terror or do I lead on Goldspan? I think I lead on Terror, right? I'd rather my hasty mana dragons live. I guess Terror of the Peaks can attack into Yorion, and Goldspan Dragon cannot. Yeah, Goldspan leaves upside when it dies. Definitely something to think about. So my opponent's getting priority here because they can technically crew their chariot. And then next turn we can actually go Goldspan, Goldspan. Since this only cost me 2 mana because we get a treasure back. Dodge a blue source, we can dodge a bomb. Weird. Well, shit. Why are these decks playing Chariot? It gives them early game that plays to the board. It's early game defense card that plays to the board. That can go offensive in matchups like this. Okay. I mean, if they draw the blue source next turn, they get to binding one of these and then have a 4/5 blocker, which sucks. We'll have some redraws to Ugin and Ultimatum next turn, but if they broke out the blue source, we're in a decent spot. Well, shit. Okay, need an ultimatum here. Otherwise, the Chariot's gonna give us a beatdown pretty quick. I guess Ugin's fine too. Ugin and ultimatum, obvious best draws. Magic's easy.
Ghost fire. My greatest
Old. You'll 11 mana, double lightning bolt you. It's a silly place. So, I'm gonna board like we did against the last one. We cut the Havens and the Fire Prophecies, board in Negates and Forn Clicks. Maybe I want a 4th Negate in the sideboard, so it's just like clean in and out here. Just like those 6 out, 6 in. I'm gonna board in a Wilt again. That one Wilt's probably fine. That's probably fine. We'll see. Magic's easy, chat. Just draw what you need. It's no big deal. Just draw the good cards. Any amount of mana is worthwhile if it kills your opponent. Maybe. Maybe. I really wish I could really go for some like chill wait room music during this screen. I frequently sit on this screen because I sideboard quickly and my opponents take forever because like I build my decks with sideboard plans in mind and we're often playing bad decks, so it takes people a while to sideboard against something they're not used to playing against. We won, but at what mana cost? Asking the real questions. This is a keep, and I think this is a land this game. I don't really want to play this out and get it like Elspeth's Nightmare or something like that. We'll go like tapped green on 1, untapped blue on 2, hold Negate up. I'm gonna draw another red source here at some point. Got me. I wonder if that means they have another discard spell coming soon. They keep Nightmare in versus us. Potentially. Depends on what their sideboard looks like. So blue source and red source are both good draws. What an incredibly stimulating game of Magic on both sides here. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face, my. So the Omen here electing to miss their land drop last turn is indicative of the fact that they have a counterspell they wanted to hold up there. They decided not to play this. They didn't want to try and hit their land drop last turn. This is where the magic happens, chat. How many lands are we playing? It's like 30, right? Counting the Tangled Veils. It's like 24 and then 6 or 7 spell lands. If we're definitely playing statistically enough. We're playing 24 plus 6. Okay. I did board out Wolfwillow Haven. This Negate could have been one. The Wolfwillow Haven would have gotten dressed. Alright, if we draw a blue source here, we get to Mythos the Ketria Triome, which would be nice. Damn it, Bobby. Should have been more specific, chat. Should have been more specific. Wish granted. A finger curls on the monkey paw. Stupid hog land, wanted to land. Have your blue source, idiot. Oh man. Hey, Lang, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Yeah, probably just need a grip full of counter spells. I don't know that any of these late game decks can beat them resolving, casting that ultimatum. Yeah, definitely. And like, this deck seems fine against a lot of things, but it definitely feels like we just get bigger fished in this matchup. Yeah, the opponent's archetype is the deck to beat for sure. What does the ultimatum do? It gets them 3 mono-colored spells out of their deck. Your opponent chooses 1 to put back, and then you get to cast the other 2. It wins the game. Wins the game on the spot. Well, I'm mulliganing the first 2-lander. We're keeping this one. Okay, just checking. Okay, wait, chat. I have an idea, and it's crazy, but it might work. It might work. Come on, chat. Come on a journey with me, chat. Come on a journey with me, chat. Where we open the sideboard. We were talking about this in Discord last night. Are you aware of what anybody aware what the second paragraph on this card says? Could this be something that lets us win that matchup? Can we play this card? Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, Roiling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. Like the flavor text on this card is hot in that matchup, right? That, like, I was mostly playing Vorinclex for the Yorion decks, but, like, if the Yorion decks are gonna be mostly Emergent Ultimatum decks anyways, Yeah, and it pressures their life total too while they're at it. So the problem with Mystical Dispute, Luna Hero, I think Mystical Dispute is much worse than Negate, because Mystical Dispute is only good when they're jamming it on 7, and they're a ramp deck, so the game's gonna go long and your Mystic Disputes are gonna drop dead. I think this is the plan. I think I want 6 cards to bring in there. I think I want 3 Roiling Vortex and 3 Negates, because we're boarding out Wolfwillow Haven and Fire Prophecy. Do I not want some number of strokes? No, I think I'd rather have Negate. I think I want to be able to fight over their counterspells. Yeah, you can Mythos Roiling Vortex as well, which is kind of funny. Honestly, you know what? For the sake of seeing if it's a good sideboard plan, I'm gonna go 4 and 2 and I just want to draw this card and see if it's good there. I think it's probably a 3-3 split, but I would like to be able to draw that in the post-board games. Klothys wins the game against Shori. That's just not true at all. The opponent's archetype literally combo kills you, TDM. You do not have anywhere near enough time to sit there and dick around with a deal 2 every single turn. Not to mention, Roiling Vortex, in addition to stopping their combo kill, also deals 1 damage to them every turn. So in addition to doing something similar to Klothys, it also stops them from comboing you to begin with. Chef, you said we were going on an adventure, but I don't see the innkeeper anywhere. Yeah, that's true. Ultimatum. I'm gonna time you out and give you a chance to go read my ultimatum if you think there's weird tension there. Take a 10-minute break to read the card you're telling me is bad with my card. So we need second red, but if we find second red, the hand's pretty good. Like all 3 of our colors, ramp spell on 2 sounds great, even if we're not quite at the perfects for this. Of course, Blaze. Oh, Wargy. Okay, there's our second red source. Our opponent is currently playing a game called Magic the Gathering, for those that are wondering what they're doing. Big brain, high skill, high IQ game. Very scary dragon. You're a heartless act in my dragon's future. Feels like it. It's like hanging out till we get an Ugin or an Uro here. Or Ugin or an ultimatum. Okay. They have a pretty classic Flood versus Screw game here, it looks like. See if we're able to hit one of our biggity bombs before our opponent draws out of their stumbling. Alright, that's pretty scary. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8th mana. I mean, we definitely have better spell top decks than our opponent. The problem is that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, let's make one of these. The problem is that, like, my opponent's good top decks are just lands at this point. So, like, on a spell-to-spell basis, if we were both empty-handed, you're right, our deck has much better top decks than theirs. But in reality, they're not hoping to draw spells, they're just hoping to draw lands. I'm not quite sure what's going on this sleeve, but it's very interesting. What is this supposed to be? There's like a face in the middle of it? It's a Hedron from Zendikar. Okay. It's a lithoform engine. Okay. Isn't it supposed to be lithoform engine? I mean, if I knew that's what it was supposed to be, I wouldn't be asking the question. We've had double red. Yeah, plenty of red over here. Am I dead yet? Show me Heartless Act number 3. Bender the Butts. Thanks for 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Good morning. I'm pretty sure we just actually don't have any sideboard cards for this matchup. I'm pretty sure this matchup's fine on average if we, like, find some number of spells, but sometimes you don't, you die. There wasn't really a wrong way for them to eat that Rhesus Tumos. This hand's not great, but it has more spells than I cast last game, basically, so... At bottom that, optimistically looking for ramp spells. Opponent! What are you doing, opponent? Charging the laser, chat! Welcome back to the land of living, opponent. So let's make second red. This is second blue, this is second green. pretty sure I gotta give one of those up. What did they just foretell? Is this, it's gotta be like the Doomblade, right? Sure. No blocks. We do get to Ultimatum next turn, assuming we don't get discarded spelled. Alright, so the second one I target is the Beanstalk Giant. This is the Florahedron's trigger. This is the Giant's trigger. Is drawing ultimatums 3 and 4 good? If so, why? Please explain. One wasn't enough, huh? Hold on, I'll do it again. I'll do it again, I swear. How can you tell which trigger's which? When you mouse over the trigger, it highlighted the border on the card that that trigger was related to. Fuji, please! Thank you for the 23 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. See, chat, we got to do the thing. We got to cast some ultimatums. Some Temur ultimatums. I would like to think of that as a concession mythos, okay? Good, clean fun. Ah, when your ultimatum's so good, it wins the second game as well. Cersei B, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Now, I'd really like to try the Roiling Vortexes against the Ultimatum deck. So I'd like to hit a Yorion deck and see how that feels. I like this deck. I'm gonna play some more games. I could if this deck feels if Roiling Vortex feels like it's a real answer to this Ultimatum matchup, I could see playing this deck on Saturday. It's like good and linear. Let's get linear, linear. I want to get linear. Let's get into linear. Do 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 do. All right, so I think we just do this, and then we do this. How much do you need for a rerun? All deck submissions are $50. We'll see. If this set finishes good today, I might play this tomorrow again just to see if I want to play it in the event. Yeah, we actually can't play this next turn because we have triple green right now. Again, these are a touch awkward with that. I think I'm just playing Terror in the Peaks here. I think we just Terror, and then next turn we can go Beanstalk into Mythos the Terror. I think with Uro being banned, I'd take... Would they have a Primal Surge? Damn it, Bobby. Remember when Mono Green didn't get to play Doomblade? I miss the days of Mono Green not getting to play Doomblade. Okay, this is still... Oh, huh. I think we're still just doing this. And then we do this and fight the Scavenging Ooze. Hey, Delphi, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. So we've got 7 mana total now. Again, still cannot cast this because we're missing a blue or red source. But that's fine because Goldspan Dragon is going to make some mana. We can cast Beanstalk Giant, but it's only a 4/4. Awkward. Just like we drew it up, chat. I think I want all the mana here. Are we cycling this one? We might be cycling this one, actually. I think we're at a point where we're cycling that.
Accept a lesser world, and you will grow lost to history.
So unfortunately, Ugin cannot deal with this, but that's fine.
Beyond
We have Beanstalk Giant paired with Terror to kill that next turn. Or a Shatterskull Smashing, potentially. You know, with the Stone Coil, depending on what's in their hand, the Ugin might not be enough. Like, if they drop a Great Henge here and then draw a bunch of cards, or if they would have had, like, a Questing Beast. Okay, their hand's bad, so it looks like we're going to be fine, but... If their hand had been good, we might have needed the extra card out of this. Out of that.
ignore my draconic.
Beanstalk Giant, such a busted ramp spell. So good with Terror of the Peak. So this is probably a Fire Prophecy in matchup. Mythos being able to copy their fat dude to kill their second fattest dude was really sweet there. Is this a Terror out matchup? I guess the stat line on this is okay. What do I want to cut for these Fire Prophecies? My gut says it's Terror. I don't think I want to cut any of my ramp here. I think it's just Terror. Yeah, the blue Mythos is underappreciated, I think. If we're -3ing an Ugin and it's getting rid of our Haven, that's fine because we have an Ugin. It does not copy counters on Stonecoil, no. The green plant didn't do a whole lot that game. That was only because we drew other ramp spells with it, Rudy. Having a ramp spell on 2 is pretty important in the aggressive matchup, I think. Having one of our 12 2-drops is ideal. We want to be killing something or ramping on 2. He says before debating keeping this hand that does neither of those things. No 1-drop is good for the home team.
Respect for nature is always returned.
Okay, so we're gonna take a chunk here, but then Goldspan's gonna chunk through this next turn. The blue Mythos is double face card adjacent. It's a real card. It's a real card that can be a land when we're screwed on for it. Yeah. You have to pay mana for it, so it's not quite as good, but yeah, it's got big modal energy for sure. Great, and then that's an Ugin next turn, right?
I'm gonna go sharpen my axe.
Assuming they don't kill the dragon. They could kill the dragon here. Oh, even if they kill the dragon, I still have 2 treasures, right? Yeah, so we have an Ugin next turn regardless. We just need to not die. I guess we could theoretically die here, right? They drop Fabled Passage. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus, no land. All right, so we're good here. Yeah, Born Clicks would have messed us up. Couldn't play around that, though. That's another 6/6. Well, I mean...
Structure of reality is surprisingly flexible. You are too dangerous to roam free.
Yep, that'll do pig. Opponent's aggro deck beat Ugin. So, there's 2 things that I've concluded since coming back to the standard format, and they are that both Ugin and Embercleave are far less obnoxious than I was expecting them to be in this format. I was really expecting Ugin to feel like overtuned and obnoxious being a reset button, but There's actually a number of things like the stone coils and stuff like that that allow you to have counterplay. There's plenty of good counter spells. There's other things that go over the top of Ugin. And with all the random crazy card advantage that the creature decks in this format have, it feels like Ugin's a pretty important reset button to have access to. Meature, thanks for the prime. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month and keeping me around. Appreciate the Bezo bucks. I do not think there are parallels between WotC's self-contained in-house market and actual real-life things, no? I think too often Magic players try to, like, draw extreme comparisons to things that just, like, shouldn't have Magic comparisons drawn to them. Magic players think they're victims far often when they're not. So we'll probably Fire Prophecy something this turn. All right, so in general, I'm gonna avoid talking about getting. I'm gonna avoid getting into. What I'm about to say is not up for discussion. What I'm about to say is just the objective truth. Secret layers are less predatory than the normal Magic monetization distribution system. It's less predatory than gambling, and I think it's very silly how many people take issue with the secret layers because they're better than what we normally have. I just, you know, there's other things you can discuss about them, but I think in general, I prefer secret layers to regular distribution, and fear of missing out is less predatory than gambling. You could argue they're too expensive, but they're definitely not nearly as predatory. All right, and we're done talking about Magic monetization. Mods, time out anybody else discussing Magic monetization. Let's move along. Just think that's just a point that people don't consider often enough that I wanted to throw out there, but I've talked about this on stream before, but my break that I took from streaming Magic was definitely not just related to the gameplay. The gameplay had some issues for sure, but the thing that ultimately pushed me to take 4 months off from streaming Magic was reading things like the Magic subreddit and talking to other Magic people on Twitter about things that ultimately don't matter. So, even though I'm back in Magic and I'm having a lot of fun playing, I'm not really following a lot of Magic people on Twitter. I'm definitely staying off of Reddit. Like, I'm just focusing on the actual gameplay. Because all of the rest of it tends to turn into a real frustrating crap show pretty quickly, in my opinion. Holy shit, we are unlucky. Speaking of frustrating arenas like frustrating crap shows, Jeff, boy do I have a Genesis Ultimatum for you. Yikes. Yikes. All right, if we hit an untapped blue or red source, we get a do-over next turn. Untapped blue or red, come on. Come on. Oh, no, wait, it had to be exactly blue, didn't it? Damn it, Jeff. It had to be exactly blue. Okay, so if I Mythos the Love-Struck Beast, I can fight a 1/1, and then I can Fire Prophecy another 1/1. Do I want to kill Mammoth? Yeah, maybe killing Mammoth is better, and then I could block here, just trade in combat. Yeah, that's probably better, actually. You know, I should have played Wolfwillow Haven beforehand, too. First time in your chat, but I've watched on YouTube since Merchant recommended your channel. Pretty stoked that you're back to Magic. Hey, thanks. It's good to have you here, Major. Is that lethal? Not quite. So this can trade here, and then we can jump block the Love-Struck Beast. Dead to a fight spell again here. Okay. So I didn't wilt the henge because my out to winning this game involves playing Genesis Ultimatum next turn. And the best chance to play Genesis Ultimatum next turn involves cycling this wilt. Actually, I should Fire Prophecy, right? Yeah, that's the better line, right? Because then if I hit, I could wilt after the fact. Yeah, that's the Fire Prophecy is better. Still using mana to draw a card here, though, regardless. I can't kill the Skoos because they'll do something in response. Do that. So you get 2 shots at untap blue. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Okay, so what now? I can run back the same Mythos Love-Struck Beast, fight this, and then I can wilt the henge this turn. I guess I could cycle it again too with the same logic. I think we run back the same line, right? Oh, I could. Can I Beanstalk Giant this turn? Yeah, they can only pump the Skoos to a 4/4 though, and I'll have a 5/5. No, I need to kill the Scavenging Goose, chat. Yeah, if I do this, I could do this. Yeah, that's the play. Okay, so we do this, and we get Island. Okay, so we're dead to another Questing Beast here. But if they don't have, we're dead to Questing Beasts and fight spells. So like they have draws that kill us, but if they don't hit those, I think we've played to our outs the best possible here, considering we haven't been able to draw the land we need. Oh, you know what? I should have played this tapped. Nah, they're not gonna kill this. If they have a fight spell, they'll kill this, so. And all of their creatures cantrip here, so they got a lot of really good draws. Mythos has been really impressive this game, huh? Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my ultimatum. There's an Ugin, I swear. Oh, dee 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 dee, dee 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 dee. Ring-a-ding-ding! Ring-a-ding-ding! Oh, I should have put this in my hand because I'm -3. I put that into play because I'm bad. And then I didn't put this into play because it comes into play on its front side, and I want to play it out so that way it can make green mana so we can wilt this Great Henge.
Reality is unwritten.
All right, no questing beast, no whammy. No questing beast, no whammy. No whammy. No whammy. It's been a solid game of Magic. The Mythos is like, the fact that we're just like in this game, despite how bad our first ultimatum was, is like really impressive, right?
Ghost fire, my greatest creation.
All right, one pile of bricks. So we got a Fade Questing Beast again here. We got a Fade Questing Beast again here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 12 mana.
Elemental cat dinosaurs? I love Ikoria. I love making new friends.
Survey says. Oh, I forgot to make mana. It's fine, it doesn't matter. All right, not dead to Questing Beast anymore, chat. What an incredible game. What a just a fantastic game. Remember, chat, if you finish with more than one life, you didn't use all your resources as efficiently as possible. It's just the facts. Just the facts. And the way those Mythoses let us wiggle out of those board states where we were otherwise dead. Sick. The first alt whiffed for good television. That's true. That's true. All right, let's see if we can get a Sultai so we can try these Roiling Vortexes. I would like to try. And like a game like that was sweet because a game like that tells me, okay, Mythos isn't just something cute this deck is doing. Like Mythos has felt genuinely good in these games we've been playing. Like it's just like, it originally was like, okay, let's build around this because it's neat with Goldspan, and like the way it's actually playing out is like, huh, this is like actually doing something that's like unique and interesting and powerful. This is fine. We'll bottom the Ugin. Hey, Jin, that is 4 entire years. Thank you for the 48 months. Welcome back. Yeah, we got double ram spell, triple ram spell now. The Yorian matchups refuse to show up because they're scared of your sideboard. Big agree. Big agree, they're quaking. All right, so you just want to draw lands for the next couple turns, right? Ideally, I want to play a land and ramp at the same time. Noxen! Thank you for the 9 months. Welcome back. Perfect. So... we're getting green. No, I'm gonna get red. Need a green source to cast this. Yeah, if we hit green, we have turn 5 ultimatum. Get Scotty. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. If I miss, am I mythosing? Am I mythosing a land? Well, now we just do that for sure. Crunch. So we can technically Ugin next turn. Are we dead to cleave? Cleave's only 14, right? We're technically not dead to cleave. It's a big chunk, but cleave ho! Do I Mythos the Dragon and then Ugin -3 and have them dead on board? I think that's the play, right? I think we Mythos my dragon, and then we attack, and then play Ugin post-combat. Yeah, we just try and dodge stomp here.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination.
All right, there he says.
Silence.
There's a reason to not fight the Innkeeper. Yeah, I'd rather it be exiled. We're dead to Questing Beast, we're dead to Stomp, we're dead to their own Goldspan Dragon, we're dead to land plus Brushfire Elemental. Doesn't look like they have any of those things.
I call, and Ikoria answers.
Important interaction to note with Ugin that we just saw on board 2, this Goldspan, when we copy it with Mythos, the token has a converted mana cost. Yeah, we were dead to a lot of things there. I also think making them have those things is probably our best chance to win the game, though.
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Yeah, it turned out really good, Wargame. No, I should not -6 and kill my dragons so that way I'm dead on board. They're not dead on board anymore. Again, that's the play to win versus playing to not lose. Killing my dragons to kill their cleave is playing to not lose. It's been great space. If you like the look of what this deck is doing, it seems super reasonable. I don't know how the Ultimatum matchup goes. We haven't gotten to try these yet, but the core of what we're doing seems super decent. Definitely bringing in Fire Prophecies. I'm trimming a couple of Wolfwillow Havens. I want to keep my chunky top end. Yeah, I would really like to royal someone. Unfortunately, we can't pick our matchups. What's the thought behind Koma? Counterspell matchups are hard. Koma's decent against rogues and it's good against green-red, or blue-red. This hand's like really good with an untapped land in our first 2 draws. What time is Data Boy? Like half an hour. We'll probably do one more match after this one. We're getting pretty close. Why didn't the token fight earlier? Because I told it not to, because we were going to Ugin minus. It didn't matter. For the people in chat asking about things, how they went, always remember everything will be up on my YouTube channel tonight. So if you missed Grixis Giants or Blue-Green Taking Turns or Grell Smash that we played today, there'll be 4 Magic YouTube videos added to the channel this evening. That's hyper annoying because that's a card that will let them kill my Tangled Florahedron if I play it out. I guess if they kill my Tangled Florahedron, they're not killing me, but I think I'd rather just Beanstalk Giant. Next turn. Is 1 Koma enough to make a difference? So I'm not just boarding in 1 Koma in that matchup. You're right that I'm not going to draw that Koma in a lot of games, but I also have other cards that are coming in there too, like the Chain Spider, for example. So your sideboarding in your deck isn't just, it's a summation of its parts. So it's not just that one card, it's that card plus other things. Can you step on me, opponent? Shatterskull Smashing looking a little painful here. Really want an untapped land that doesn't hurt me next turn to play Goldspan Dragon. And we find that untapped land that doesn't hurt us to Dragon next turn, we should be in a good spot. If we have to bolt ourselves to play this, we're probably going to lose the race. Since what we're going to do, we're gonna Dragon even if it hurts us next turn. But not less excited about it. Alright, this is gonna need to high roll pretty hard here if we have to bolt ourselves. Huh? This card's been so good. Like, it's kind of unreal how good this card has been. Alright, so we know they don't currently have Cleave in their hand, because if they currently had Cleave, they would have played it that turn, right? Do Mythos tokens have a CMC? They do. They are exact copies. How many times has Mythos been a clean 2 for 1? A bunch. It's been a ramp spell when we needed a ramp spell. It's been a clean 2 for 1. Alright, so we're dead to another stomp here. Alright, thank you. We get to be on the play this game. Had a slow start there and almost pulled it out. Think we would have won that on the play. The treasure token does not have a CMC. The treasure token doesn't have a color. So Ugin only exiles things that have colors. Colorless things are left alone. This is fine. Get to bottom and Ugin with the Fire Prophecy. Hopefully find a ramp spell. Thanks, Meacher. Yeah, if the robber of the rich that game hadn't stolen a Fire Prophecy from us, we probably also would have won. It's fine. We'll take game 3 here on the play, hopefully. Mulligan 2/6 looks like. Hey, Cold Stars, thanks for the support again. It's good to be back. Magic's been fun. We're definitely just playing a land tier, huh? This questing beast for 11. Might not be able to beat that. Questing beast for 11 means that we have to trade with Terror of the Peaks next turn. Alright, no Quester Sin, glass half full. No Quester Sin, they couldn't cleave this turn. Alright, dead to cleave. Please, please Great Henge me. Please be playing bad cards instead of Embercleave in your deck. Please, please, please play Great Henge. Please, please play Great Henge. Please. Always. Every deck we're playing, I would rather my opponent play Great Henge than Embercleave. Henge wins you a number of games that Cleave also wins you, but it also loses you some of them. Well, my opponent didn't understand how their card works, and they could have killed us, but they didn't figure it out. Oh, Magic players. All right, let's play one more at this, then we'll play some Data Boy to wrap things up. Doesn't Terror have a dice trigger? It does not. Yeah, the way Terror is template, it's not a trigger that goes on the stack. It's a added cost as you cast your spell. That's how it works out. Howdy, Vin. Okay. Some good, some bad. Good mix of things. I think I want to keep the extra Triome, actually. Get all my colors. I don't know what this represents. This could be something mid-rangey. I think some of the red-black lists have been playing this. We played this in our control deck the other day. they're an aggro deck, this hand's obviously dog poop, but if they're a mid-range deck, I don't want a mulligan lower than 6. Hey, Empire for Hire. Good afternoon. Thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Chose not to exile their Croxa, unsurprisingly. Terror of the Peaks has been a little whatever. I wonder if there's a better threat than this that we could be playing. It's been a little whelming so far. Anybody have suggestions? Shout Temur cards at me, chat. What are other things we could play other than Terror of the Peaks? Yeah, maybe just Gargoth? I could see that. I don't think Questing Beast is very good. Midnight Clocks, stop it, get some help. Ooh, I don't hate Kolga. Kolga and Kolga and Gargoth are both like pretty reasonable.
Unutilized knowledge is rotting.
Clean up after these damn kids. Oh, I didn't need to get rid of that one technically, right? I guess it technically keeps a card out of their graveyard.
Too dangerous to roam free.
That's not a terrible suggestion. We played Vornclicks in the sideboard and it was fine. I can see that being fine. Oh, the minus here is gonna get double stomped. Oh gosh, that's a big deal. That's huge. It's a really big mistake. It's a really big mistake. Yeah, I want another threat in that spot, Tumos. I don't want another ramp spell. Yes, that's true. People in chat that are commenting you can hit Vornclicks and Ugin together, that is not how Magic works. You can have Vornclicks in play and then get Ugin. That's how Magic works.
My research has
Yeah, they enter simultaneously. The Ugin does not come in with 14. For reference. Yeah, we're gonna need an ultimatum or another Ugin here. And again, just like kind of showing how like my assessment of what Ugin was doing in this format was genuinely wrong before I played it. Like the fact that like my opponent's a mid-range deck that's like playing through an Ugin here is like this is something that frequently happens in my experience playing in this format. Like we need something more than that, and we're dead here, right? Yeah. don't really have any board cards for this matchup. I think this matchup's probably okay for us. As is. Oh, we could have made a wolf token. Good call. Good call. That would have given us another draw to Ugin or Ultimatum. Forgot about the Wolfie. Good catch, Weens. And in general, you can usually assume that if there is something that's happened in the gaming world, I'll have a command for it if you're going to come in and ask. Thanks for the 27 months, Lucas. Welcome back. I'm looking forward to Pokemon Stork. Standard's been fun, but variety's the spice of life. You know, I probably should have played this on green. The pathways are so punishing in this deck because our color requirements are so strict. I've definitely messed up what I'm putting in, well, the way I'm putting my pathways into play a number of times today during this set. It's cost us percentage points every time. Goldspan Dragon is good at fixing our mistakes since it makes double mana colors. Like casual turn 5 Ugin off of Goldspan is great. Yeah, I agree. I love, and we talked about this before, I love just the 5 being a 4/4 flying haste dragons in general. There's been so many good ones over the years. King of the Cosmos is standard legal. Yeah, so is Brazen Borrower. got some bad news for you. These are a few of my favorite things. I guess, like, the Goldspan's pressuring them in the air, so, like, this is fine. It's my dragon, and I want it back. Yeah, I think I like Wilt better than Fire Prophecy if they're gonna be a Corona warring me. Wilt also cycles 2 still, so that's nice. Hey, Bakusin. Thanks for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Hey, I would really like to draw a Triome on one. Shout out to our opponents for fetching right away in the post-board games. I think we just Tangled tapped here. Be a little slow on the draw here. That's nice. So this means that this can get me red. I cannot feel bad about it. Howdy, Todd. So we're gonna lose the ultimatum here, I assume. Hey, Wolfman, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I really appreciate the support. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, the current standard format's really good, chat. I like it a lot. It fights up to one target creature you don't control. Okay, so the fighting is optional. Sweet. That's a good one to done. Got to show off the base. That interaction there was what we originally built this deck to. That was what the build around submission was hey, this interaction is neat. Let's do more of that. So once we finish waiting for server here, the core of this actually felt really good. Couple of takeaways are that one, Mythos of Illuna here felt genuinely good in what it was doing, and it felt like it was a really great, unique, flexible effect. It copied our opponent's things, it fought things, it ramped for us on occasion, it gave us more Goldspan Dragons like in that last game. The core idea of what this deck was looking to do not only was accomplished, but it felt like what we were doing was genuinely good in a number of spots. Spike, that's incredibly generous of you. Good afternoon. Thank you for the sub gifts. Thoughts on things I would change and things I wouldn't. I think I would consider this to be core. Maybe not this even. I think these spells would be the core of the deck, in my opinion. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells are things I wouldn't touch, and then these things over here are things I think you could experiment with and try other things. Terror of the Peaks, it's just not really a constructed playable card in a lot of instances. It lets you do some like really cute high rolly things with Genesis Ultimatum, but I really felt underwhelmed by this as a threat in a lot of spots. Other things you could consider in here are things like maybe Vornclix or Kolga. Elder Gargoth could be another good consideration. One downside to think about with Vornclix and Kolga is that because those two are legendary, they explicitly don't work well with Mythos. So I think you're incentivized to have a second good threat past just Goldspan Dragon that you can copy with the Mythos. So I think Elder Gargoth might be my go-to. I might do a Gatherer Source to figure it out. Wolfwillow Haven was good. We're incentivized. Someone mentioned Cultivate versus this card, and we're really incentivized to have ramp on 2 so we can Mythos on 4. But if you're playing 5 mana threats for the most part, Cultivate could be okay here too. It's definitely worth noting that these ramp spells that only make green mana are pretty awkward with Genesis Ultimatum because we don't need triple green. So like there were a number of games where like we had double Haven Florahedron or like double Haven and a pathway on green, and we couldn't cast this even though we could make 7 mana, which felt awkward. Hey, Divermus and Mattman, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. So yeah, so that's my thoughts. I think the core of this is sweet. Honestly, we might try this again tomorrow. I might do some thinking on this tonight and try out some other threats this tomorrow, because I can see this being a deck that I play in the F2K tournament this weekend. It's just like has a good proactive game plan and like also has like a scotch of interaction between Mythos plus Ugin. Does Cultivate and Beanstalk mean more basics? I don't think so. I think if you like have all 7 basics in play and you've run out, that you probably are fine. Not having your ramp spells get you lands anymore at that point. All right, at any rate, that's gonna wrap up for me. If you're new to the channel or just a viewer coming back with my dip back into Magic, I've been doing Magic consistently for like the last 2 weeks since Kaldheim released. I've really been enjoying it. It's gonna be a mainstay part of my schedule again. Everything we stream is up on my YouTube channel. So in addition to this Dragon Ultimatum deck, we played Grixis Giants, Gruul Smash, and Blue-Green Taking Turns today. So all those will have videos up there this evening from all of that. And for the rest of today's stream, in addition to doing card games, I also do some single-player story-driven stuff. So we're working through God of War on the PlayStation. So we're going to shift gears over to working through our playthrough on that for the last couple hours today on stream. And I'll be back with more Magic stuff tomorrow.